Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from SkiEssentials.com. Welcome to our 2026 ski test. Today we're talking about the Rossignol Rallybird Soul 102. I think Rossignol's doing a really good job with these skis. This one's back for another season. We had a ton of people ski it at our ski test this season, and really solid responses across the board. I know Molly Tobin, I was just looking at some feedback, called it sturdy yet surfy. And for a 102 underfoot kind of free ride / all mountain ski, that's a really good place to be, is being both sturdy and surfy. Means you can ski it fast, you can ski it aggressively, but you can also ski it in the trees, powder, a lot of applications for this ski. It's basically built the same way as the men's ski, the Sender Soul 102. So we get a poplar wood core, and then we get Titanal beam. We also get Rossignol's air tip up there. I used to really be able to see through them. You can't really see through them anymore. Probably a good thing. And that's about it. One of the things that Rossignol does with this ski that I think is really cool is how they mill the thickness of the core. So it's pretty thick right here. That's where that metal is. And then it quickly tapers to these really thin sections. And it just it's a really cool way to build a ski. And it is exactly reflective of its performance. It's strong underfoot here, and then the tips and tails are lighter and more maneuverable, and that's where you get that combination of surfy and sturdy. This is a 157, so it's on the shorter side. 1,719 grams on our scale here. They're not tremendously lightweight skis. We actually saw that, I remember, I think it was Megan, my lovely wife, in her feedback. She noted that it is a heavy ski, but she also specified that it doesn't ski heavy. And that's something that I've found too on the Sender side, that the same ski is, yeah, when you're holding it, it's got some heft to it, but as soon as you start skiing it, it really comes alive. And then nice flex pattern in these skis. There's a little bit more flex in the shovel, and then the rest of the ski is actually pretty darn strong, which again is a cool way to design a ski and works really well for a directional ski like this. So camber underfoot here, good amount of tip rocker up here, and then by length there's a lot of tail rocker, but there's not much splay and there's not much taper either. So that means that if you're at a higher edge angle, you're gonna retain a pretty long effective edge and get a lot of strength out of the kind of the back portion or the tail of the ski here, which gives it two different personalities. If you're skiing it with a flat edge angle, it feels quick and agile and maneuverable. Another part of Megan's feedback is that she thought it was great in the trees and thought it would be a fantastic stow ski. And I agree 100%. You see a fair amount of people on this ski at stow, and that's why it has that quickness and that maneuverability, really, really good in tight technical terrain. As you tip the ski up on edge, as you ski it a little faster and more aggressively, you get more and more power out of the tail here, and it's actually it's a pretty strong ski. You know, it kind of it comes down to the skier's style and what you're asking it to do. If you never tip it up on edge at a super high edge angle and you don't ski super fast, it's just gonna feel agile and quick and maneuverable. But the more you ask out of this ski, the more you get out of it, which I think is really cool. And it does a good job of kind of capturing the success of some of Rossignol's older skis, like the Soul 7. That ski was always exceptionally maneuverable and so easy to ski in trees and soft snow. This is still easy to ski in trees and soft snow, but it kicks up the performance outside of that. When you're on firmer terrain, you're in more open areas, you can let the ski really run, and it works really well. You know, I think it's an impressive ski and how they combine those two elements. And you know, this is kind of an interesting conversation because Rallybird that's the women's skis, and on the men's side, when you're looking at Sender, you can go either sender sole or sender free. There's no Rallybird free ski, so this feels like a pretty good time to bring up, like, if you want more tail rocker, if you're a woman and you're looking at Rossignol's line and you want a little bit more rise and more splay in your tail rocker, there's no reason why you can't just go right over to the sender free collection. You know, they make them the same on the Rallybird sole versus sender sole. So even though there's no Rallybird free, don't worry about it. Just go look at the sender free line, because that's going to give you exactly what you'd want. So that's it. That is the Rallybird Sole 102 from Rossignol. Definitely head on over to our ski test and read all the feedback from the different people that skied it this year. We had like 8 different women on it in our 3-day ski test. So awesome to get all that feedback. Let us know if you have any questions about it, and we will see you out there on the slopes.